Bohemius's journal, February 27th, 2026. It's 2015, and I am drawing a Pac-Man on MS Paint for the first time. This is the very first time I dabble in digital art, and I enjoyed the past time so much to the point where I made my very first YouTube channel entirely dedicated to drawing MS Paint Pac-Man. 2 years later, it would end in tragedy and betrayal. It's 2020, the pandemic was still in effect. I spent my entire night playing the Season 2 event of RB Battles, trying to get the Golden Antlers of Honor on Roblox, a feat only 10,000 Robloxians can achieve. When I finally got it, it was the dawn of a new day, and the end of my time being under the old alias Splendid, as I left most of my Roblox Twitter community friends behind. It's 2021, I begin my second ever YouTube channel under a new name, Bohemius. It was the start of a new chapter in my life, a chapter which I would choose to maintain for as long as I feel like I want to. But there are still loose ends to be tied. It's 2023, I am pulling another all-nighter on Roblox in the RB Battles Season 3 event, gunning for one of the 10,000 golden crowns of courage, having thought to lose hope in getting it and faith in life until I realized my mom's personal laptop was faster and more effective than my own PC, and a second chance promising 5,000 more crowns to be given out. 2 days after I got it, I logged out of Roblox, ending a nearly 6-year addiction and a strong relationship with the platform to focus on continuing my YouTube career, leaving most of my friends who still play Roblox behind. I have not logged back in ever since. It's 2025, I am now a junior in college. I have a new computer, a new friend or two, and a new outlook on life. I decided to leave a hot dog on the grave of Nathan Handwerker, the founder of Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs, this morning. because the cemetery he is buried in and his grave is strangely closer to me than I remembered. But also because I was hungry. It's 2026. I witnessed the twerking duck twerking in front of me. What a nightmare! I swear I saw that evil twerking duck in my dreams again. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's time for me to review. To explain dreams logically is a very complicated task for me. Personally, I always had trouble explaining most of my dreams because about 75% of the dreams I have are just weird, and I don't remember most of them as much as my sister or anybody else does. To me, I could sum it up in the way Ben Stiller could when he played Simple Jack in Tropic Thunder.
I'll see you tonight when I go to bed in my head movies. But this head movie makes my eyes rain.
They're just head movies. Oh yeah, and Tropic Thunder is free to watch on YouTube by the time I'm writing this. But all dreams tend to have a meaning, and all dreams need some sort of cognitive function to be executed scientifically. Perhaps it's the brain activity that matters, or the emotions that drive the dream's traits. Or maybe we can't determine what they are because they've become too lucid and inconceivable after eating a block of cheese before bedtime. Oh well, maybe you don't care what dreams scientifically are and want me to shut up about them, so I can talk about your precious little dreamcore aesthetic in which you thought I meant. Look, I don't hate aesthetics. In fact, I find some of them to fit my likeness, such as the 90s Global Village Coffee House and Frutiger Metro. Liminal spaces are one of them too, and dreamcore is a subset of that. But I just don't like dreamcore. I don't entirely hate it, but I despise how the internet and certain communities project it as to be some sort of an analog horror vibe under the guise of what mostly looks like a children's entertainment establishment or educational facility, like a preschool or Chuck E. Cheese. Seriously, I get that arcade carpets and caterpillar tunnels take you back to your childhood, but it doesn't always have to be made terrifying or have a cheap-ass VHS filter I could easily make in Vegas Pro slapped on it. What is this? The Walton Files? A corrupt Sesame Street VHS? A Showbiz Pizza commercial? Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days?
I'll fucking kill you!
Well, fine. If it's a dreamcore you want, then dreamcore you will get. And you're in luck because there's already a dream-related indie animation series out there I can talk about called Dreamcatchers. For well, likely over a year now, with the first episode releasing around the same time the first episode of Indiehemius was released, so I thought it deserved some overdue flack. Dreamcatchers is a show about two creatures that have a job to repair the structure of dreams for humans. The show is awfully coded to dreamcore, especially for a web series about dreams. How ironic. But another surprising factor of this is that it was not entirely made by freelance animators and artists, like some of the other shows I reviewed, but a group of CalArts students. You heard me. All of this was a team effort done by the students from one of the most popular liberal arts colleges in America, the same CalArts that brought you this stupid fucking bean mouth facial expression you love and hate. God, imagine the size of those big ass teeth if those were in real life. Each tooth would be the size of an apple. No wonder why I don't touch the mask comic books even with a 10-foot pole. But now that it's been well over a year later with a 6-episode season, is this show as mesmerizingly good as the aesthetic it tries to capture? For something that looks heavily vibe-coded, does it have meaning to it? I guess we're dreaming to find out. The plot is something to be dreamed of, to say at least. It's about two anomalies, I mean a TV with legs.
Television!
Stop fucking kill you!
And an astronaut star stationed on a boat whose jobs are to fix other people's dreams and make bad dreams feel better in some logical way. Some are simple to understand but require a logical or thorough repair to make sure everything in that dream goes smoothly from becoming a nightmare. Others, not so much. While the story bears fruit in originality, being one that's clever and never done before, seriously, it's completely unique. Why hasn't anyone thought of this before? The real kicker is the psychological tendencies that plague it. You may think of the show as solely a vibe cartoon that just has a weekend plot in favor of the aesthetic and animation to attract the audience more, and well, maybe that's kind of true. Yeah, it's a gloriously unique pilot, but the story structure can struggle sometimes, and it's not really funny. But it's the exploring of mental and emotional matter that carries the story for me. This show explores the psychological reasoning for why these dreams occur, why they can be weird, and how they can be solved. The show is complex in presenting these situations that commonly happens in dreams, and offers a thoughtful workaround to give those dreams happy endings, even using some real-life references as well. Like episode 2, for instance, a man dreams that he is falling into a bottomless void and is scared of not knowing when he will reach the bottom at all. TV explains the situation to be something like this.
It is as Albert Camus once said, Sisyphus, proletarian of the gods, powerless and rebellious, knows the whole extent of his wretched condition. The lucidity that was to constitute his torture at the same time crowns his victory. There is no fate that cannot be surmounted by scorn.
Jeez, TV, I never thought you'd take it in that historically accurate. Wait, hold on, is everything TV said actually real? Let me check. Fucking gloves. Gotta go check. Okay. Load. Albert. Okay, Albert Camus was a real person. Sisyphus proletarian. Sisyphus, proletarian of the gods, powerless and rebellious. Oh, god damn it, it is accurate! I swear, CalArts must have had a psychology elective these creators took advantage of. This show really likes to take its writing to the next level of logical thinking when it comes to complex problems that usually occur in dreams, even through simple solutions. In fact, the way the writing presents itself doesn't make you laugh at all, nor cry, nor feel shock or upset. It just makes you wonder. It questions your own mentality and the psychological conflicts of other people. The writing treats you like reasoning, thinking adults when it comes to dreams and mental health, and that's what makes it so whimsical. The pacing does need work though. For a 6-episode season, the episode duration is quite inconvenient. 3 of the episodes are about 6 minutes long, with 2 of them being around 10ish minutes long, and the 5th episode being nearly 20 minutes. I don't think it's concise, and the season ends with a cliffhanger on a 6-minute episode, so there's also that. But like I said again, the story is whimsical because the writing is smart. It's David Hyde Pierce smart, and that's what I can appreciate it for. With the animation seemingly being done by a group of classmates from CalArts, it's delightful. Of course, it's still easy to tell that it's almost entirely vibe-coded in terms of animation. From the character design to the environment and setting, it fits the dreamcore aesthetic, like how the triangle shape goes in the square hole.
We know what hole that goes
The
into,
triangle.
right?
Triangle.
That's right, the square hole.
My god, this show is so ubiquitous in its aesthetic-based theming. The characters especially, because one of them is literally a fucking eye and mouth. A common trope found in many dreamcore-related entities and anomalies relating to horror. Because dreamcore is an aesthetic that mostly has psychological horror material written all over it for some reason, the low-poly environment is also something to consider a vibe with its oval or diamond-shaped eyes that blend well with the characters and their designs. The low frame animation is not new, but it's subtle. I mean, it's something more common in animation nowadays, especially in movies like K-pop, Demon Hunters, and lately GOAT. No thanks to Sony kicking off the trend. It's also getting common in more indie animation too, including another show I'm hoping to review soon called Get Fatter Now. No, seriously, that's what it's called. Its animation is similar to Dreamcatcher's. Nonetheless, it's not a problem. Maybe it's just easier to animate at limited frames, or that's just the style they wanted to go for. And holy crap, is this show grainy. Seriously, the animation is coded in a pretty strong grain texture that doesn't imitate a strong VHS effect, but rather some sort of nostalgic dust aura that dreamcore is usually paired with, while it becomes associated with demons and lost souls of the damned. All the episodes are HD, so that heavy grain texture is pretty damn well clear to see. It's almost like if this show was animated through sandpaper, but it's not a bad thing. I think the grain filter adds a lovely charm to the show's animation and the vibe it's trying to capture. I get that dreamcore is a popular vibe amongst Gen Z, especially for girls, but these CalArts students take the vibe very seriously in its animation. It's almost like I could call it a vibe cartoon if the writing wasn't that meaningful, but nonetheless, the animation is groovy. As for the characters, they're quite something. Most of their designs are practically simple and are likely to resemble ordinary household objects for some reason. That is, for the Dreamcatcher part at least. The only Dreamcatcher with the most originality to their design would be the star, who's modeled after some kind of astronaut with a star head on it. So that's a bit interesting. As for the rest, well, I'm not sure about their designs being that cool. TV is just a television set with 2 legs and 2 eyes. That's nothing brilliant in particular. Perhaps its design is supposed to symbolize a good portion of how our dreams can be affected by screen time, which is a good thing to rethink it as, disregarding the design. But I'd say the same for the other dream catchers, like the keyboard with legs, along with the higher-ups, including a lady with a phone as a head, a guy with a megaphone head, 2 cans on a string, a siren. Okay, I'm noticing a pattern. I believe the higher-ups in Dreamcatchers are supposed to symbolize the communication aspect for dreams, which is why their heads are modeled after some form of communication device like a phone or telegraph. However, aside from the way they speak, their designs don't really please me that much like the star. However, that doesn't excuse them from having enhanced personalities, especially the humans, who seem to have more personality than the dream catchers themselves. They are so full of it, and their personalities can be more human than I thought, especially for humans like the guy in episode 2 who's full of fear and anxiety of not knowing when he'll reach the ground when he falls. Or the office lady in episode 3 who seems to care about only climbing the social ladder. And especially the girl in episode 4 and beyond who's nothing but an insecure bipolar teen. Crazy ass evil lesbian. I swear your ex-girlfriend probably wanted to commit extreme acts in the UK at one point. Apparently she's a lucid dreamer and causes havoc in the next 2 episodes with that mysterious anomaly with the eye and the teeth or something. The voice acting is also good, since it was mostly done by the same CalArts students who made it and coached those personalities really well. Overall, I think most of the characters in this series don't look that special, but they rather feel special to connect with on the count of their personalities that make up for their unoriginal design. Honestly, this show is a vibe. Dreamcatchers is a series that closely aligns itself with the subculture of dreamcore well, but more than that, it's an honest effort put in by a handful of tight-knit college students at CalArts, who built the show's foundation with trust and love. Yeah, its animation gives you the impression to look at it and tell that this show completely panders to a newer aesthetic, like dreamcore, without any sensible story material, but it pushes its meaningfulness more by using real-world examples and interpretations of human psychology regarding emotion and mental health, especially with characters who don't look that special, but feel special because of the way they behave and act. Maybe it's a vibe cartoon that you can watch for fun and feed your dreamcore obsession. It does look like a vibe cartoon to me with not the strongest plots to date, and maybe it is also a vibe cartoon that doesn't have the most original or satisfying character designs. But I don't see why not in taking this show seriously if you're in it for far more than the dreamcore charm it holds. Sometimes it can serve as a good lesson for history and psychology and how dreams function. If you're interested in checking this show out for yourself, the full first season is available on their YouTube channel, link in the description. With that being said, this has been another Indiehemius review. I've been Bohemius, and I will see you all on my next case. So until then, good night! Huh?